Welcome to Lisbon, also known as the San Francisco of Europe. This city sits on top of 7 hills and is filled with endless colorful buildings, trams passing you by, and some of the most delicious food, including the mouth-watering pastel de nata. Lisbon is also the only mainland European capital on the Atlantic Ocean, which means there are incredible beaches dotting the coastline. And let's not forget all the epic places nearby, like the iconic Pena Palace and Cascais, which has been nicknamed the French Riviera of Portugal.
Hey guys, we're Ian and Anna, and we spent about 3 months traveling Portugal in our van, so we got to know the country pretty well. We went to the Algarve, Lisbon, Porto, and even the island of Madeira. It is such a beautiful country, and in today's video, we want to share with you the perfect 72-hour travel guide to Lisbon.
Lisbon is a massive city, and it has a ton of hills, so walking around is not the best way to do it, and that's why we recommend doing a tuk-tuk food tour on your very first day.
No matter where you are in the world, we love recommending a food tour to start your trip because the guides will always recommend restaurants to eat at throughout the rest of your time there, and then you also get to know a lot of history on food tours. This one specifically is a 3-hour tour, and it brings you to beautiful viewpoints along the way. So yes, it's a food tour, but it's a city tour as well.
And the very first stop you go to is at a beautiful viewpoint called Miradouro da Graça. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but from up here you get to see all of Lisbon below, all the orange rooftops, the bridge, and this is a great way to start out your day, especially because your tour guide is going to be giving you a cherry liquor called ginja, and that's like the best way to start out your day.
That's how we do it in Europe. A shot, a espresso,
ready to
you're
go.
on your way. In my grandfather's case, it was a ho-ho too.
Oh.
Then you'll stop at an incredible tapas restaurant. It had like a charcuterie board, lots of bread, endless wine.
Yeah, we kept drinking wine. The one wine you do get here is called green wine. It's famous in Portugal. It's a sparkling wine.
It's my favorite wine.
So good, especially for a hot summer day.
My absolute favorite part about this restaurant is the flaming chorizo. It is so good. It's just served on like a little grill. They set it on fire and it's just very smoky and tender and delicious. So we ended this tour with a pastel de nata, which is the flakiest, custardiest, best pastry that Portugal has to offer. We had this one at Castro's. I actually really love Castro's. It was probably our favorite pastel de nata place in Lisbon.
Yes, for sure.
Of course, you gotta put some cinnamon on it. They come out all nice and warm, and they're just the best things, honestly. I think about them at least once a day.
And there's another great one called Manteigorria. That's another famous one in Lisbon. But the most famous of all is in a place called Belém, which you'll be heading to tomorrow. So we're not gonna get into that now, but right after this tour ends at Castro, you're gonna be walking over to the Commerce Plaza. It's right on the river, and this is one of the most beautiful squares in all of Europe. They have shopping, restaurants, and it's just a really cool place.
Looking back on our time in Europe, we could have drank a lot more. So if you're not, like really, I think because we were living there, we didn't wanna like be alcoholics and drink all the time. Take the time, get a spritz.
And get a sangria.
Go to a cafe, yeah. I always saw people drinking the fun drinks.
If you missed our entire Europe van series where we shipped our van from the US to Europe, you can click this playlist right up here. We have tons of guides all over Europe for you guys, so definitely check it out.
Now, of course, you can eat wherever you want, but we recommend Sant Avo. It was so delicious, and the tram actually rode behind you. It was kind of at this corner crossroads with a beautiful view. What made this place so unique is that the menu was in a book.
Yeah, it was super
So that was super cool. And I don't remember exactly what our dishes were called, but we each got a stew, a beef stew and a fish stew, some sort of seafood.
Yeah.
Really, really good. They were both traditional meals.
This place looks like a cozy home, and you definitely need to try the sangria because it was our favorite in all of Lisbon. And then after this night out, if you're in the summertime, you're visiting the summertime, you're gonna wanna go on a sunset cruise on the Tagus River.
This is such a romantic evening, or it can be with a group of friends as well. You'll board a sailboat, head down towards the Belém Tower. So you're gonna pass under the April 25th bridge, which is the one that looks like San Francisco. Don't they call Lisbon the Little San Francisco or something?
I think so.
There's some connection there. And then you'll head towards the Belém Tower, turn around, the sunset will be behind you. It's so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll go towards Old Town. During this time, there are drinks on the boat and good conversation, good vibes.
Yeah, you need to go with our guy, Paolo. He has a private tour you could take. It's the most affordable private tour in Lisbon, and his sailboat is so cool. He'll teach you all about the history surrounding Lisbon and Portugal. Just the best time out. You need to do this on your first night in Lisbon.
Yeah, it would be such a great first night.
Yeah.
Gosh, this day is amazing already. I'm so excited for you guys. Also, we do like to keep these videos a little bit more conversational because we don't know everything and didn't get to do everything. So if there is a place that you recommend going out to, leave it in the comments below for other travelers because yeah, we didn't go out at all.
Starting on day 2, you're gonna wanna get up early and go to Belém, where you're gonna see 3 of the most important monuments in all of Portugal, including the Belém Tower, the Monument to the Discoveries, and finally the Jerónimos Monastery.
And on this day, you will also get the original pastel de nata, which they call pastel de Belém.
Pastéis de Belém, yeah.
Yes.
Same thing.
Because it was originated here, and you're not allowed to call it that unless you're getting it from that place.
There are 3 different ways you can get to Belém from Lisbon. First, you could take the tram, which is definitely the most scenic because it goes along the river. This will take about 20 minutes to get to Belém. The second way is to take the train, which is the fastest and cheapest option. It'll only take 7 minutes to get from Lisbon to Belém. And the third option is taking an Uber, which is what we did, and we just took it right to the Belém Tower.
If you're doing more touristy things, we like to recommend to go as early as possible. So we say wake up around 8:30 and head to the Belém Tower. This is a 500-year-old tower that was used to guard Lisbon. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so if you're into checking those off your list, you'll definitely want to head here. The only downside to waking up early is that you cannot go up the tower at this time. It opens at 10 a.m. So if that's something you're interested in, you might want to push your day back a little bit. After that, you'll walk to Pastéis de Belém, and it's about 15 minutes from there. Also, it's really close to the monastery.
Yeah, it's right across the street from the monastery, so perfect plan here is to go get your pastel de nata, which is my favorite in all of Portugal. It's flaky, it's crispy, and they're actually much bigger than all the rest I've ever seen.
That's also why we say go early, because there will be a huge line there if you wait.
Oh yeah,
So
at 9:30 it was down the street.
Make sure you check your times to see when it opens, because it could vary throughout the years.
Pastéis de Belém has been serving up pastels since 1837, and they have so many more pastries you should try. We had this massive donut with custard inside. I tried a chocolate cake. I basically just went all out here because I don't know the next time I'll ever go. Afterwards, you could head to the monastery, which opens up at 10 a.m. And this place was like a Disney World line. I could not believe the amount of people that stood in line from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., a whole hour.
No, but even we stood in line for a while. I remember being so mad. I was like, Ian, why are we doing this?
Because we were in the sun, so it was just beating down on us. And when we finally got into the monastery, it was really pretty, stunning architecture. It felt like Harry Potter and Hogwarts, but we only spent around 15 minutes in there. Honestly, seeing the monastery from the outside is probably all you need here. And then you're gonna be heading back to Lisbon for a brunch or lunch.
If you want a cheaper, more low-key option for lunch, you have to go to Bifanas of Alfonso. Bifanas are sandwiches with pork that is marinated in lard, spices, and wine. It is so good, you guys. Like, I dream about this sandwich. Actually, our last day, I was trying to get another one before we left and I couldn't get one because the line here is extremely long, especially in the afternoon. So be ready to wait a little bit, but the area that it's in is kind of cute, so you can walk around.
Yeah.
Maybe one of you can stand in line and the others can walk around. One of my favorite parts about these sandwiches is the sauces that they have available, so you just kind of like douse it in sauce.
Oh, they're so
really good.
It's like the biggest vat of pork I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they're super cheap too. They're around €3 each, so get a couple of them for sure. After eating lunch, you can go to the oldest neighborhood in all of Lisbon called Alfama, and it's also one of the most beautiful because it has ceramic tile walls, cobblestone streets, and some of the best viewpoints in the city. The very best viewpoint is called Miradaro das Portas do Sol. Sorry if I'm not saying that right. This has such great views of the church and the surrounding area. Alfama is also the birthplace of fado music, which is traditional Portuguese music, and you could actually go to a show here. If you wanna go, scan the QR code right here, where you can listen to fado music, have some port wine and some food, and just relax. Alfama is gonna be a quick walk around, And from here, you're gonna walk up to the St. George Castle.
What's so unique about this castle is you can see it from any part of the city because it's on the highest hill. When you get up there, you'll get 360 views. So I think they were our favorite views. Overall, the castle makes you feel like you're in a movie because you're just walking around a castle. I wish I read romantasy books before I went because I would have been pretending like I was in a movie. But anyways, super beautiful. You can just walk around, and the best part by far is that there are peacocks everywhere, and we got super lucky and we got to see the male peacocks spread their feathers. I've always wanted to see that. They did it a couple times for us and I was so excited. And when I say there's peacocks everywhere, I mean there are peacocks everywhere. Like they will just be beside you the whole time.
Yeah, this castle was epic, and it's only around $18 per person to visit, and you only need about an hour or an hour and a half up there. And then afterwards, we recommend getting souvenirs for your trip. You don't want to leave empty-handed. And the best flea market is called Mercado de Santa Clara, and sadly, it's only open on Tuesday and Saturday, but if you're there on those days, you definitely need to go. I mean, we picked up this ceramic bowl, this is a salad bowl, one of my favorite pieces that we have from there.
I actually got quite a bit of stuff that we still use every day. Portugal's known for pottery or ceramics.
Yeah, so if you're lucky to go on that day, you should definitely go to that market, but there's all sorts of stores all around Lisbon, so go explore.
And if you're interested in that specific pottery store, I'm not positive if it's open just Tuesdays and Saturdays because it was an actual store, but it's located on the same street as the Thieves Market. That's like the English version of what the market's called.
And then for the rest of the night, you're on your own, so find dinner or some drinks and just relax. The next day is gonna be a huge day trip on day 3.
You can't leave Lisbon without going on this day trip. It is so much fun. We recommend doing it in a VW van with our favorite tour guides, Laura and Cristiano. Make sure to tell them we say hi if you end up booking with them. And if you're interested, you can scan this QR code right here on the screen.
On this day trip, you're gonna be going to so many famous spots like Sintra, the Pena Palace, Cabo da Roca, and Cascais. We're gonna base this itinerary off of what we did with the VW van. So the first stop you're gonna be going to is called Sintra. It's around 30 minutes outside of Lisbon, and here you're gonna be visiting the Pena Palace. This palace is super colorful. It looks like it's in a Disney movie, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site right at the top of the Sintra Mountains. So the view from up there is spectacular. You get to see the Atlantic Ocean, and just the architecture here was some of the most interesting fused architecture I've ever seen in my life.
It's really pretty, like the colors blow your mind. I don't know who decided to paint those colors, but whoever did, they kind of killed it because it's really like something I've never seen before. It is extremely crowded.
Yes.
No matter what, you will not go ever there without a crowd. So just know that, just enjoy it anyways.
If you do go, you're gonna get a time slot. We got it at 11 a.m. and I don't even recommend going inside because you feel like a herd of sheeps moving through there. There's just too many people to enjoy it.
I remember there was a reason I was upset that it was so crowded, and it's the inside because you're walking like sardines just back to each other. You'll probably do it anyways just to see, let's be honest.
After the Pena Palace, you're gonna go to a cliffside town for lunch at a place called Azenos do Mar. It is one of the best seafood restaurants we had in all of Portugal. The food there, the wine there, just the whole vibes. You need to go here if you're in the area.
I got octopus, it was amazing. We actually brought our cats on this entire tour. They were so good, okay?
Yeah, Laura and Cristiano were way too nice to let us do that.
But it is pet friendly if your pet can stay in a carrier in a car for that long.
Yeah, but we did get to bring him to beaches on a leash and also just walk him around whenever we wanted.
Afterwards, you'll head 20 minutes down the coast to Cabo da Roca. This is the most western point in mainland Europe, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a lighthouse there. Also gonna be crowded, but it's definitely worth it because the views of the Atlantic Ocean and the coastline, so cool. It's very rugged and not developed in this area, which I loved. And also, if you don't wanna do the VW van and you're on a more of a cheaper budget, you could scan the QR code right here for the best day trip from Lisbon.
So we're gonna let you in on a little secret. I feel like a lot of people end up missing it. You can actually walk 15 minutes to this incredible viewpoint of a beach that looks exactly like Diamond Beach in Bali, which I don't know if any of you know what that is, but you can imagine beautiful blue water. Along the trail, there's incredible wildflowers. It's just a really stunning walk. You can go down to that beach and have a whole beach day. I would recommend making sure to bring hiking boots, maybe some food, definitely lots of water. It's kind of a committed thing to go down there. It's probably the most stunning view I saw in all of Lisbon, and I was shocked like there aren't more videos of it online.
Yes.
Because it's really, really underrated. So make sure you hit that up, and afterwards go to Cascais, get your tan on the beach.
Cascais is nicknamed the Saint-Tropez of Portugal. It has really cool architecture. You could walk around and shop, get some food again if you're hungry.
It's bougie.
But the beaches are very small here, so if you really want to have the best beach day possible outside of Lisbon, you're going to want to go to our favorite beach called Carcavalos. It's massive. It has a cool view of a fort and a lot of rock formations on that beach.
Carcavalos really gives California vibes because there's just a ton of young people active on the beach. There's people skating, rollerblading, families, kids, everyone playing all sorts of games, not just beach volleyball, but paddleball. I mean, there's trainers, workout. It's just such a healthy, fun beach vibe.
Yeah.
Surfers. Oh, there were surfing competitions there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got it all. We actually camped in the parking lot there, so we would wake up at the beach, and that was when we decided that we want to live in Florida because we need to be close to a beach since the energy was just so positive.
And here we are.
Here we are. We did it, guys. I distinctly remember that moment. We were deciding between Wilmington and Florida because I was like, Wilmington's by the beach. Or
yeah, now we live in 38, Florida, which a lot of you probably don't even know. A lot of people just know Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
We're 11 hours from Miami. So
that's how big the US is. All right, well, that is it. The last little couple hours in Lisbon, you're gonna have free time, so go roam the city.
Or just hang out at Carcavalos and then decide to move on to the beach.
Yes, but if you enjoyed the video, please like it and comment so it gets pushed out to other travelers like you. And definitely follow us on Instagram. Anna makes amazing, helpful videos, and you get to see more of our cats.
And TikTok too.
Yes. And that is it. Make sure to check out all our other travel guides in this playlist right up here. And we hope you guys have an amazing trip to Lisbon.
We'll see you in the next video.
Woot woot!